Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of English Time with Kyle Miller. Thank you for tuning in, for deciding to work on your English a little bit more with me. Today we're going to do a grammar mix. It seems every week I do something a little bit different. Lately, the last few weeks has been grammar mix, where I talk about different topics to help you with your English. And today we're going to warm up with some translation related to other, another, the other, others, and these sorts of structures. And then we'll get into a few different expressions later in the program. So let's get it started. My name is Kyle Miller, and welcome to English Time with Kyle Miller. All right, English Time. Welcome. It's that time again, guys. It's English Time. We're going to translate some sentences. I'll give you the sentence in Spanish, okay, and you say it in English, okay? So here we go. Lo haré otro día. I'll do it another day. So it's almost like saying one other, aunque no se dice así, pero otro día, another day. So it will be done once on a different occasion. And in this case, we use another. I'll do it another day. Okay? ¿Quiénes eran los otros? Who were the others? ¿Quiénes eran los otros? Who were the others? Who were the others? Los otros candidatos no tenían posibilidad. The other candidates had no chance. No tenían posibilidad. The other candidates had no chance. Tendrás otras oportunidades. No te preocupes. Hombre, no te preocupes. You'll have other opportunities. Don't worry. You'll have other opportunities. You'll have other chances, you could say as well. Chances or opportunities. You will have. You'll have other opportunities. Don't worry. No te preocupes, don't worry. Espera, hay otro problema. Wait. There's another problem. Claro. Like one additional problem. Wait, there's another problem. Oh my gosh. There's another problem. Wait, there's another problem. Yep. There's another problem. Espera, hay otros problemas. Wait, there are some other problems. Now, you could just say there are other problems, or there are some other problems. Wait, there are other problems. There are some other problems. Okay? Gané uno y después gané otro. Claro, gané uno. I won one, and then I won another. Yeah. I won one, and then I won, y después gané otro. I won one, and then I won another. Or you could say another, or you could say another one. I won one, and then I won another. Or I won one, and then I won another one. Mucho one, no? But one, de ganar, and one as in the number, otro, one more, or another, and then I won another one. Yeah, I won one, and then I won another. Whew. ¿Qué piensan los demás? What do the others think? Yeah, ¿qué piensan los demás? What do the others think? What do the others think? It's a good question. But yeah, I like this previous one. I won one, and then I won another. Or you could say, and then I won another one. Gané uno y después. You could say, and then, or late and later, I won another. So another is kind of like one more. Uno más. And then I won another one. Okay. Habrá otros partidos en el futuro próximo. Claro, habrá otros partidos en el futuro próximo. There will be more games, or there will be other games. En el futuro próximo, you say in Spanish, bueno, el futuro, un futuro próximo. We say in English, the near future. Yeah, there will be other games. There will be other games in the near future. Yeah. There will be other games in the near future. En el futuro próximo, we say the near future. So not the next future or not a next future. These are all things that I hear people saying all the time. A next future, but no, the near future. Yeah, there will be other games in the near future. In the near future. Hay otra lista después de esta. Is there another list after this one? Después de esta? Is there another list after this one? Otra lista. Is there another? So not other, but another. Is there another list after this one? Good question. Another good question. Is there another list after this one? Después de esta. Hay otras listas después de esta. Are there other lists? Are there other lists? So using the plural here, are there other lists after this one? ¿Hay otras listas después de esta? Are there other lists after this one? ¿Dónde están los otros? Where are the others? Yeah, los otros, the others. Where are the others? You could also say, I suppose you could say, where are the other ones? But yeah, I would just say, where are the others? ¿Dónde están los otros? Where are the others? Okay, we'll do two more. ¿Recuerdas esas otras personas que estuvieron aquí? Do you remember those other people who were here? People who, right? Things that. Do you remember the bus that was here? Do you remember the people who were here? Right? Do you remember the book that was on the table? Do you remember the man who sat in the corner? So it's like que, but in this case with people, we'll use who in that structure. Kind of interesting. All right, I want to move on because I think we're warmed up by now. The idea of this is sort of a warm-up exercise. And I think we could talk today about in the end and at the end. In the end and at the end. It's funny, I remember this whenever someone asks me about the difference between these terms. I remember I was asked this by someone in Paris, believe it or not. I ran into a drive time radio listener. I hosted the drive time show for many years on Vaughan Radio, and I was in Paris. My brother used to live in Paris, and I went to visit him, and I was in the airport, and someone said, "Are you Kyle Millar from Vaughan Radio?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Could you explain the difference between in the end and at the end?" And I said, "Sure." And I explained it to them the way I'm going to explain it to you now. In the end and at the end. Okay, so basically, in the end is like sin más. Al final, decidamos no ir. In the end, we decided not to go. Al final no tenía importancia. In the end, it didn't matter. Al final, nos lo pasamos bien. In the end, we had a good time. Al final, elegí el otro modelo. In the end, I went for the other model. I chose the other model. Okay? That's kind of a good structure. I went for the other model. Yeah, I didn't like the blue one, so I went for the red one. To choose something, to go for something, we can say. Now, on the other hand, at the end of something, at the end of the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I went and had a coffee with my friend. At the end of the match, we went for a beer. Al final del partido, nos fuimos por una cerveza. At the end of the match, we went for a beer. Me desperté al final del discurso. I woke up at the end of the speech. Las luces se encendieron al final de la película. The lights went on at the end of the film. Al final de la película. The lights went on at the end of the film. At the end of the program, I switched off the TV and went to bed. Right at the end of the program. Al final del programa. So at the end of something. Whereas otherwise we just generally say in the end. Okay? Okay, hopefully that is clear. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's look at a phrasal verb. Yeah, here we go. To stand up for something. To stand up for, or to stand up for something. So, to stand up, this means defenderse, o hacer frente a, you could say. To stand up for something. Right? To stand up for something you believe in. ¿Cómo puedes defender algo si no crees en ello, de verdad? How can you stand up for something if you don't really believe in it? The next time you'll have to stand up for your little brother. La próxima vez tendrás que defender a tu hermano pequeño. You'll have to stand up for your little brother. People say stand up for our rights, for example, like the Bob Marley song. Get up, stand up for your rights, right? Stand up, represent, defender tus derechos, ¿no? Si hubieras defendido nuestros derechos, no hubiéramos tenido este problema. If you had stood up for our rights, we wouldn't have had this problem. If you had stood up for our rights, nuestros derechos. So to stand up for something, so to stand up, claro, ponerse de pie. But stand up for something, to defend something. Hacer frente a algo, ¿no? You have to stand up for me. Will you stand up for me in the meeting? I hope so. I hope you will stand up for me. To stand up for me. Yes. Okay. Moving on to another grammar topic. How about this one? Why don't we talk about... here's a good one. Manage to. Conseguir hacer algo. And we be careful with the pronunciation. We say manage, not manage. It's nothing like that. Manage, like a manager. No, it's manager. It's manager. A manager manages the situation. She manages to see her parents once a week. Ella consigue ver sus padres una vez por semana, una vez cada semana. She manages. It's like saying consigue hacer algo, conseguir hacer algo, right? Now, to manage, like manejar, or, dirigir, I should say. Dirigir un departamento. He manages the department. He's the manager. But to manage to do something, que es como conseguir hacerlo, conseguir hacer algo, right? Manage. So that G is almost like a CH, manage, but it's voiced, right? I managed to finish the report in time for the meeting. Logré terminar el informe a tiempo para la reunión. I managed to. Now, if I'm saying this if I'm in Canada saying this to my brother, I would say, oh, I managed to finish the report. I managed to. Instead of to, I would probably say to, which is very common. We managed to talk to the person in charge of the project. After searching for 3 hours, I managed to find my keys. I managed to find my keys. I managed to find them. Okay? So manage to do something. Conseguir hacerlo. Okay? Encontraron por fin un piso en la zona. Did they manage to find a new flat in the area? ¿Terminaste la contabilidad la semana pasada? Did you manage to finish the accounts last week? ¿Conseguiste reparar tu reloj al final? Did you manage to repair your watch in the end? Al final? Did you manage to? Manage to. Uh-huh. Okay, we're doing a real grammar mix here today. Let's do one more thing, guys. Let's do another thing. Why don't we talk about up to and until? This is a good one. Up to versus until. Okay. So until we use to mean hasta. When we talk about a period or a moment in time, right? Until Friday, until next week, until 6 o'clock. I'll be here until next week. Okay? So, for example, you've got until Friday to finish the project. Tienes hasta el próximo viernes, o until next Friday to finish the project. No me iré hasta que no llegues. I won't go until you arrive. Until you arrive. So the moment you arrive, it's a moment. So until is followed by a moment, okay? Por otro lado, we have hasta, can be also up to. So, puede durar hasta 30 minutos. A veces tengo que esperar hasta 30 minutos. Sometimes I have to wait for up to 30 minutes. Up to. So that's a period of time, but it's up to a limit. Or imagine up to we've had some big parties in this house. I've had up to 25 people in the house. Alcanzó la cumbre sin oxígeno. He climbed up to the summit. Well, that's more like up to, almost separately, up to the summit without oxygen. El agua llegó hasta las rodillas. The water came up to my knees. No? Tuvimos que reenviar el documento hasta 20 veces. We had to resend the document up to 20 times. I can't believe it. El agua me llegó hasta las rodillas. Yeah, the water came up to my knees, or I was up to my knees in water. I was up to my eyeballs in debt. Estaba endeudada hasta el cuello. We say, so you say hasta el cuello. In English, we would say up to my eyeballs, mis ojos, but the eyeballs, we often say. Now, up to my neck. You could say that too. I was up to my neck in debt. So again, up to followed by a moment. You know, he'll stay here until he dies. Excuse me, until is followed by a moment. I won't know until the results are published. We'll wait for you until 5 o'clock, hasta las 5 de la tarde. Until. Okay, so here we have up to versus until. Make sense? So we've seen today, in the end, we've seen at the end, we've seen the phrasal verb to stand up for. We've seen manage to, and we've seen up to versus until. Well, sort of a quick overview of some interesting grammar, but let's finish this up with my favorite exercise. You know it. It's time for today's Mastering the Interrogative, or AKA, I like to call it, the Interrogative Challenge. Okay, here we go. I'm not doing the music these days. Maybe I will return to the music, the dynamic music for this section. But for now, I'm doing a very basic edit, and I'm not adding music right now, but maybe the music will come back. But let's do a few examples. I'll give you the answer. Okay, yo la respuesta y tú la pregunta. So ask me the question out loud, okay? I fell down because she pushed me. Why did you fall down? Because she pushed me. My son has fallen from that tree 3 times. How many times has your son fallen from that tree? Oh, he's fallen 3 times. He has fallen 3 times, yeah. Prices are falling because nobody is buying. Why are prices falling? Because nobody's buying. Interest rates fell 2% last year. How much did interest rates fall last year? How much did interest rates fall last year? Yeah, they fell 2%. I feel better today. Thank you. How do you feel today? Hey, Kyle, how do you feel today? I feel better, thank you. So how do you feel? So this is welcoming an opinion, sort of a temporary state. What do you feel like doing? It's like, ¿qué te apetece hacer? What do you feel like doing? I feel like going to a movie. How do you feel? I feel good. Okay. He finds his customers through advertising. How does he find his customers? Yeah, how does he find his customers? Through advertising. He gets here at 8 o'clock every morning. What time does he get here every morning? Hey, what time does he get here every morning? He gets here at 8 o'clock every morning. Okay. All right, guys, a little grammar, a little mixed class today and a mixed session. Maybe next week I'll get back to doing a theme, a different topic. I don't know, but let me know. You can always send me an email, guys. Send me an email. Let me know what you think of the podcast. Do you prefer the grammar mix sessions, or do you prefer the topics? You know, when I talk about, like on one episode, I talked about Burger King, you know, the history of Burger King, and then using examples and vocabulary. Do you prefer that style, or do you prefer the grammar mix style program? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you prefer. Well, we're going to finish there for today. Thank you for listening, everybody, and I'll be back very soon. You can always reach me by email. It's kyle@theenglishcollective.com. Many of you are members of the English Collective. It's the social community for English learning where you can get classes with great teachers, including myself, at a fraction of the price of normal classes. For anyone who wants to improve their English, I recommend you join COC. Join the English Collective. Lots of classes, audios, videos, recordings, live, and then also on demand. We have our conversation club to practice your speaking, so you have no excuse now to not practice your English because it is very, very cheap. No cuesta mucho, pero si cuesta esfuerzo. You have to make the jump and say, I want to do it. And then join the English Collective, and you can practice in my classes and also in our conversation club. And I will be there. I host the conversation club sessions, so I would love to talk to you there. And that is the English Collective. And you can join it at theenglishcollective.com. I'm going to finish there, but thank you for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.